Hey y'all, it's Maddie here with Junk in the Trunk by Maddie, bringing you another fun envelope tutorial. This one is our envelope into a folio. So we're going to make our little marks with our envelope on the piece of paper, and then we're going to cut that paper to size using our straight cutter or scissors if that's all you've got. Now we're going to tuck the paper inside the envelope so that we can make an impression with a pen. We're going to be pressing through that acetate to make an impression on the paper underneath. That impression is going to show us where our lines are to cut so that we can get the perfect size cut to fit the window. Bend your paper and start cutting. Follow that little line you made. And there we go, it fits perfect. We're using Fabri-Tac, and we're just going to secure it with Fabri-Tac on the front of that envelope. And now for the back. Same process, put the envelope on top. Make your marks with a pen or pencil so you know how large you need the cutout to be. Use your straight cutter. And there we go. Put some Fabri-Tac on the paper and secure it to the back. And so now our little envelope is decorated. Now we want to put some decoration in the window. And so I just added a little green page. You're just going to put glue on the edge. Make sure not to glue closed your closure. You're just gluing that piece of paper down. And now to distress it. The inking will just give it a nice finished look. Next, we're going to be adding our accordion pocket. So we're going to make some marks to the inside of the envelope so that nothing is hanging over. Those lines that we just made are going to be the size of the pocket. And then the accordion folds that we're making, we're just going to use our scoring board. And we're going to score, I think I did 1/4 inch for each line. The pin marks are my starting point, and I made 4 lines, so 4 1/4 inch marks. We're measuring those 1/4 inch marks to the outside of the pin marks that we made. And so you're going to do that on either side of those base lines that we drew. Just 1/4 inch lines. And this is what's going to form that little accordion closure. Once you have your lines, you're going to fold the paper. Start with the inside, and then just fold it back and forth on each of those lines. If you're new here, my name is Maddie. My page is Junk in the Trunk by Maddie, and you can find all of my fun tutorials just like this one on all major social media platforms. And once both sides are folded the way that you want it, we're going to be taking a pair of scissors and we're going to be trimming off the excess that we have left over. So just grab you a pair of scissors and just trim that excess off. And there you have it. Now let's see how it fits. Oh, it fits perfect. Look at that, guys. Okay, so you can see that it's too long, right? We don't want it to cover the entire back, so we're going to trim some of that off because we're going to be making a button closure. And now the glue is going to go on that bottom fold, down the sides. From top to bottom, you're going to put the glue. And then place it down. Make sure that the accordion part is to the inside of the envelope. Now add glue to the bottom because this is going to be a pocket. And then you're also 1/4 of the way down. So 1/4 of that is going to be getting glue inside the accordion folds, like you see me adding there. And there we go. The top part of it will open up wider than the bottom of it. And isn't that so cute? Now to add the closure. I put some little flowers on a brad, and that's going to be my closure. But I wanted to add some good size round buttons. And so I just cut some circles. I cut 4 circles. I cut 2 smaller ones and 2 larger ones, and we're going to layer them just to give it a nice look. And then you put the flower brads in there. I just used an awl and poked a hole and then applied the brads. Now you can grab some twine or some ribbon. I grabbed ribbon and just tie it in a knot. And then you can swirl it around that bottom button, and that is your closure. Now on the ribbon, you could add some cute little beads, some little dangles. I just added some buttons. And now we are going to be adding some ephemera cards and some pockets. So the front, I wanted to have staggered pockets, so that's what I did with mine. I did 2 staggered pockets, and I ended up gluing in a picture of a young man in the window. I glued the picture to the inside of the envelope so the picture does not come out. And I added a little bit of vintage lace just to give it a nice vintage look. Now we're going to be adding our ephemera cards. These cards can be used for taking notes or writing messages. And we're going to cut some tabs. Now I just eyeball these tabs. You can watch how I do it. I'm sure Etsy has some printable tabs. I just prefer to cut my own. And I just cut 4 that size. They're not perfect by any means, but they work. Okay, now, so for this part, each time I add a tab, I line that last paper I worked on up with the next one I'm working on to make sure the tabs are in the right position before I glue them, to make sure they line up nice in the envelope folio. Now I'm just testing them out, lining them up, and seeing how they look lined up. Putting a little extra glue wherever it's needed. And putting our last tab on. And there we go. They line up very nicely. Now these cards, you can decorate them. You can add lace, you can add notes, you can add lined paper. You can add dangles on the sides. You could even put lace all the way down each one of them if you wanted to. Just do whatever you want with the inside. And that's a great spot to hold extra ephemera like tags and bookmarks and all kinds of things. Or extra writing pages. But there you have it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. And as always, don't forget to spread that junk. Spread it far and spread it wide. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.